Quarterback Justin Fields hasn't had the best start to his NFL career. He is now on the New York Jets, his third team since being drafted into the NFL in 2021 by the Chicago Bears. Justin Fields does have his own problems such as holding onto the ball too long and inconsistent play. However, the teams he's played on haven't had the best supporting cast around him, and he does show how explosive he can be when everything clicks. In recent memory, quarterbacks such as Baker Mayfield and Sam Darnold had career resurgences when they were put in the right situation with the right coaching. There is still hope for the 26-year-old quarterback to shock everyone and add his name to the trend Baker and Sam went on. But first, let's start with Justin Fields' college career. He began in 2018 at the University of Georgia being the backup to quarterback Jake Fromm. He only appeared in 12 games, completing 27 of 39 passes for 328 yards, 4 touchdowns, and no picks. And he also ran for 266 yards on 42 attempts and 4 touchdowns. At Georgia, he showcased his potential as a dual-threat quarterback despite the limited amount of reps he got. After the season, Fields decided to enter the transfer portal and went to Ohio State. In his first year at Ohio State, Justin Fields broke out. He posted a 67.2 completion percentage with 3,273 passing yards, 41 touchdowns, and 3 interceptions, along with 484 rushing yards and 10 touchdowns. He also led Ohio State to winning a Big Ten championship versus Wisconsin. He ended up finishing third in Heisman Trophy voting behind current NFL stars Joe Burrow and Jalen Hurts, but he lost in the college football playoff semifinal to Clemson. Despite the shortened COVID year in 2020, Fields still put up great numbers. In 8 games, Fields posted a 70.2 completion percentage with 2,100 passing yards, 22 passing touchdowns, and 6 interceptions, along with 383 rushing yards and 5 touchdowns. He led Ohio State to another Big Ten championship, and in a college football playoff semifinal rematch against Clemson, Fields had the best game of his Ohio State career, with completing 22 of his 28 passes, throwing for 385 yards and 6 touchdowns to only 1 interception, as Ohio State won 49-28. But unfortunately, Ohio State would go down in the national championship game to Alabama. After the season, Justin Fields declared for the 2021 NFL Draft. Justin Fields showed tremendous potential as a playmaker, a runner, and a passer, and was considered a top quarterback in the class, which was considered loaded at the time. Fields ended up getting drafted by the Chicago Bears 11th overall, behind quarterbacks Trevor Lawrence, Zach Wilson, and Trey Lance. In Fields' rookie year, he was initially the backup to veteran quarterback Andy Dalton, but after Dalton suffered a knee injury in Week 2, Fields was thrusted into the starting role until he missed the final 3 games of the year due to an ankle injury. Even though Fields showed flashes of potential in his rookie year, he overall struggled, posting a 58.9 completion percentage, throwing for 1,870 passing yards, 7 touchdowns to 10 interceptions, along with running for 420 yards and 2 touchdowns. The Bears finished 6-11 that year. Some factors of his struggles came from a terrible Bears offensive line and a very questionable coaching staff led by Matt Nagy, who was fired at the end of the season, along with the GM who drafted Fields and Ryan Pace. In 2022, Fields went into the year as the starting quarterback with new head coach Matt Eberflus. He started in 15 games, and his stats improved to a 60.4 completion percentage, throwing for 2,242 yards, 17 touchdowns to 11 interceptions. He also rushed for an amazing 1,143 yards, which is second most all-time by a quarterback in a season, and 8 touchdowns. He showcased his amazing rushing potential, but his passing was still left to be desired. The Bears finished with a 3-14 record, which was the worst in football, and landed the number 1 overall pick. In the offseason, Bears new GM Ryan Poles ended up trading the number 1 pick to the Carolina Panthers in exchange for wide receiver DJ Moore, the Panthers' first-round pick in 2023, second-round pick in 2023, a 2024 first-round pick, and a 2025 second-round pick. Despite improving the year prior, Fields did not take the next step in 2023. Fields played in 13 games, missing 4 due to a thumb injury, posting a 61.4 completion percentage, throwing for 2,562 yards, 16 touchdowns to 9 interceptions, along with 657 rushing yards and 4 touchdowns. The team ended up finishing 7-10. Oh yeah, you remember that monster trade the Bears made with the Panthers in the offseason? Turns out the Carolina Panthers were an absolute disaster in 2023 and finished with the worst record in football. But because they traded their first-round pick to the Bears last offseason, the Bears actually held the number 1 overall pick and had opportunity to land USC quarterback Caleb Williams, who was considered the consensus #1 overall pick at the time, and the Bears could not pass up on that opportunity. So on March 16, 2024, they traded Justin Fields to the Steelers for a 2025 sixth-round pick. Entering 2024, the Steelers wanted to start veteran quarterback Russell Wilson and have Justin Fields sit behind him and learn. But the plan was ruined when Russell Wilson went down with a calf injury and missed the first 6 games of the season. Despite the short sample size, Fields looked good and efficient in those 6 starts. He had a 65.8 completion percentage, throwing for 1,106 yards, 5 touchdowns to 1 interception, along with 289 yards on the ground and 5 touchdowns, before getting benched in favor of Russell Wilson once he returned from injury. His passing looked better, and his running ability still remained elite. Fast forward to the 2025 offseason, and Justin Fields has chosen to sign with the New York Jets, a team that has passed on him in the 2021 draft in favor of Zach Wilson on a 2-year, $40 million contract. The New York Jets are coming off a very disappointing 2024 season and have moved on from veteran quarterback Aaron Rodgers and hired new GM and head coach Darren Muji and Aaron Glenn. Now begs the question, why will Justin Fields have a career with the Jets? Let's start with the offensive line. Throughout Justin Fields' NFL career, his offensive lines have been below average to bad. The Jets have a relatively young offensive line, with the oldest being free agent signing John Simpson at 27 years old, who had a good first year with the Jets. Add that, along with 2023 second-round pick Joe Tippmann and 2021 first-round pick Elijah Vera Tucker, who also had good years on the interior. 2024 first-round pick Olu Fashanu was solid at left tackle in his rookie year before getting injured. And in this year's draft, the Jets spent their first-round pick on right tackle Armand Menbu to beef up that unit. On paper, this will be the best offensive line Justin Fields has worked with, and when healthy can be a top unit in the NFL. Now let's get to coaching. New Jets head coach Aaron Glenn was formerly the defensive coordinator of the Detroit Lions. From that job, he brought in Tanner Ekstrand as his offensive coordinator. Tanner Ekstrand was an offensive assistant to offensive coordinator Ben Johnson in Detroit, where they ran a run-heavy offense with running backs Jahmyr Gibbs and David Montgomery. Ekstrand is expected to bring that style to the New York Jets, as they have a great young duo at running back with 2022 second-round pick Breece Hall and 2024 fourth-round pick Braylon Allen. Justin Fields can really thrive in this type of system due to his elite mobility and going through his reads being much simpler. Justin Fields will also reunite with his college teammate at Ohio State, Garrett Wilson, who has established himself as a wide receiver 1 with the Jets. When Fields was targeting Wilson at Ohio State, he threw for 1,201 yards and 11 touchdowns with a 133 passer rating, which is amazing. I know there's a big difference between the college and professional level, but the chemistry between the two is worth noting, and that chemistry between a quarterback and a wide receiver 1 is very important, no matter what. Also, Fields has shown that when given a true #1 receiver at the professional level, he can really be effective. In DJ Moore's first and only year with Justin Fields in 2023, he had a career season with him, having 1,394 receiving yards on 96 receptions and 8 touchdowns. Even though Fields isn't the perfect quarterback and still has some things he needs to work on paper, this is the best situation he has been put in. Only being 26 years old, he still has a chance to solidify himself as a future stud in the NFL. His raw talent of a strong arm and elite running ability make me believe that in this system and on this team, he will have a breakout season NFL fans have been waiting for, and potentially solve the quarterback problem the Jets have had since Joe Namath.